Very good evening. So I see slowly people are joining in. So just to introduce, and first of all, thank you for showing up again. Last time um, I had come live on Wednesday on this topic on managing your dilemmas. And today I'm back here on this interesting topic, acknowledge your emotions. So I'm Deepa Mahesh. I am the founder of Poorna Wellbeing. And Poorna Wellbeing is an initiative that has come into being in order to raise the consciousness about well-being, about physical well-being, about emotional well-being, intellectual well-being, spiritual well-being, holistic well-being actually. And typically well-being is when we are feeling integrated, when we feel well, we feel energetic, enthusiastic, and there is joy in life. So so today we will, very important topic actually today. We're going to cover an aspect of well-being uh, which has the potential to completely throws off our emotions. It works both ways. Sometimes our emotions guide us, and other times they have the ability to throw us off. So we'll just wait for a while till uh, yeah, yeah. This has been a very important topic in my life because very early on in life, I never realized what emotions are. I mean, as children, we have very limited vocabulary. We say, I'm happy, I'm sad. In fact, we don't even know that we are happy or we are sad. We're just there. We don't name our emotions, we just don't call out our emotions. But we do feel a lot of things as a child. And when I was growing up, I do not think I could ever name my emotion. This is what I was feeling, this is what I was not feeling. But as I grew up and I met so many people in my life, I learned the art of understanding what emotions are. And I started realizing that it's very, very important to name our emotions, to acknowledge our emotions. So that's why today's topic is of utmost importance. And especially in today's COVID times when there is a lot of fear, there's a lot of people are losing jobs and people are fearful, anxious. In fact, in my coaching practice that I do, every day I'm meeting people who are really fearful, who are anxious. What will happen to my job? What will happen? My family is there in another place, and what will happen to me? So it is very, very important that we this topic is of great significance today. Yeah, yeah. So, shall we start with warming up our body? Some stretching. Yeah. So, if you have some space in your room, just join me. Push your chair away, push your things out of your way, and just join me in the whole process. Yeah. So, there are emotions get stuck in different parts of the body. So, before we start the movement, just observe what are you feeling at this point of time. You may be feeling whatever, but just observe what you're feeling. Even if you can't name it, just observe. And if you've observed it, then just do some stretching. Let's start with the neck and the head. Just do some movement up and down, sideways. And really, this is a good practice to do slowly or fast, depending on how you want. And then your shoulders. You're just releasing whatever needs to release. You don't need to do it vigorously if you don't want to. Hands. You're just releasing everything that you don't want. Fingers. Hips. We're just doing it quickly right now. You can do it for as much time as you want. Knees. Knees, we a lot of times lock our knees. So it's an opportunity to open our knees. Legs, you can swing your legs. If you don't get your balance, you can hold the chair or whatever is next to you. You can swing your legs, both your legs. And observe how your emotions shift when you're doing some movement. Your ankle, you can stretch, point and flex your ankle, both of them, or you can even rotate, and you can rotate, do both. And the spine, you can bend back and forward. And slowly come up. You know, waking up your spine is so important. is the category of love-based emotions. When I'm saying love, it's not just love, but it's really the positive emotions. It's emotions that make us expand, खुल जाते हैं हम. कुछ, no, nothing really restricts us. Restrictions नहीं होते हैं. उसे हम खुल जाते हैं. So it's like this. हम खुश हैं. We are joyous. We are happy. We care. There's a lot of trust. So caring, trust, truthfulness, compassion, peace, contentment. These are basically love-based emotions, and they really make us happy. They make us open up. They make us really open. It's like breathing out. Now, the other category of emotions are fear-based emotions. So they are exactly the reverse. They make us contract. They make us really shrink. हम shrink हो जाते हैं. So, it could be like anxiety, fear itself. What happens? Shame, guilt, sorrow, sadness, or even depression, or even confusion, hurt, feeling in a sense of inadequacy, all of it, loneliness. Now, these are all fear-based emotions, and they really make us shrink. So the love-based emotions make us expand, and the fear-based emotions make us shrink. Yeah, and when you shrink itself, you're not open. You're actually सिकुड़ जाते हो. जबकि दूसरे emotions हमको open करते हैं. You open up with that. Now, look at today's scenario. In fact, today I was speaking to a group of people who basically run a large multinational corp, and they're in the HR team. And they were sharing with us how their employees are going through a lot of fear and anxiety because they're working from home. They have to do their housework. They have to still manage their deadlines. There are pressures that are there in the corporate. People might go through a pay cut. And the scenario today, because of COVID, has generated a lot of fear and anxiety, and all these emotions are basically fear-based emotions, and very naturally what we are today experiencing is shrinking. It's a very sad state, because that's how we are feeling. Many of us are feeling, and in fact, Bananivista, the initiative that they're taking, is to convert the fear-based emotions into love-based emotions. And I really congratulate Banani for this initiative, because I think that's the attempt that they're doing to see how with their initiatives you can change the mood from shrinking to expansion. Is it easy? No, it is not easy. It's not like, it's not a button you press and then switch on ho jata hai, and then you press and then switch off ho jata hai. You can't. The fear-based emotions, what happens is that it has a power to really pull you. It's like a Chakravyu. When Abhimanyu went into the Chakravyu, he went in, but he didn't know how to get out. And fear-based emotions are exactly that. You get in and you don't even know when you start getting in. If you're not alert and if you're not aware, or if you don't have another person to mirror that you are going through this, you get sucked in. And it's like a Chakravyu, it's like a spiral inside, and you go in and फंस जाते हैं. और it depends कि कितने दिन या कितने महीने हम इस चक्रव्यूह में हैं. If we are here for a long time, it definitely affects many parts. It affects our thinking. It affects our movement. It affects our physical ability to do things. We can't take decisions. Maybe simple things also like cooking and cleaning becomes very hard. So I'm going to share with you a representation of what could look like love-based emotions. I made, actually it's a mask. I made this mask a week back, and this is an example of love-based emotions. So it's bright, it's colorful, it's wonderful, and this is an example of fear-based emotions. Although it has a crown because it has the power to suck you in, it's still fear-based emotions. So I made this I made this mask, to wear, because we are both. We have love-based emotions and we have fear-based emotions. And really, this is who we are. So, can we really avoid fear-based emotions, or can we always choose to be in love-based emotions? Not possible. It's not possible all the time. But it's very important for us to recognize. Now, what has been happening to us right from our childhood? Because of our upbringing, we have been told that knowing your emotions, or don't cry. Men have been told don't cry, or women also may have been told, what are you crying like a baby? So the moment you are told don't cry, you're being told by the society don't express. And when you have been told don't express, it means that if you express, you are not acceptable to us. And obviously, as a child, you want to be accepted. And so, what you do? You make up a thought in your mind that if I have to be accepted, I need to hide my emotions. I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm hurt, but I have to show that I'm okay, I'm happy, you know. So, we learn to really mask. We learn this, but we may be feeling this. This is what happens. So we learn to be almost always in this, and then what happens to this? This goes down. Our mind, our psyche, actually, it goes really deep down, and we don't even know that it's happening. We don't even know where it's going. And obviously it is going in our own system. It cannot, it's not like, it can be expelled out of our system unless we make a choice to expel. Only input is possible. Output, we have to make an effort to do it. So it's there right from our childhood, that are in our there are these unspoken rules. I'm sure you may be connecting. It used to happen with me. I have gone through this. So and this we suppress, or we lose touch with the whole range of emotions. The whole range of emotions is love-based emotions and fear-based emotions. And if you look up online on something called the emotions wheel, you will see hundreds of names of each of your emotions, and you will be amazed to see how each of these emotions have got a name to it. And for us even to get 7-8 names of our emotions may be very hard, because we have never practiced them. We really don't know how to differentiate our emotions. So it becomes very difficult to name, and forget naming. We are even scared to go there, because we have suppressed it. We have learned we've learned the technique rather, to suppress. हम हमारे emotions को दबाना सीख गए, और हम अच्छी तरह से we have become masters at it. And in today's time, what's happening is, we have so many distractions that all of them help us to get away from our real emotions. Yeah. But what is the impact of suppressing, of numbing, of throwing these emotions out? And we do it very well, by the way. We suppress, we numb, we always keep smiling. Oh, I am happy. I'm super happy. That cheerful person, that persona or image that I have to always keep, this image is something we have learned to do. Or the second way, we don't even know. emotions. No. At every point in time, as if there is another person watching you, say, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling. And it's a continuous process. It's not one time. At every point of time, asking yourself. So this journey of recognizing your emotions can happen consciously, or it can happen unconsciously. Consciously means I am bringing my forces to understand what is my emotion. And unconsciously means pada chal gaya. Okay, by default it happened. So if I were to tell you, for me, it started very unconsciously of recognizing my emotions. My background is that I have been in human resources field, and I used to work with a large Indian conglomerate for many years, actually, for like a decade. And there I used to, I was in the HR department, and I used to meet a lot of facilitators, trainers, and who are psychologists. So they would tell me, they have helped me to call out my emotions. So unconsciously, I learned to call out my emotions. But what would happen is, when they leave, in the sense when they are not in touch with me, I would not know how to, I would slip into unconsciousness. So how does, even children will be able to call out their emotions, even if it is basic. They'll be able to say, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling angry right now. I'm feeling surprised. So they'll be able to do it. You know how? If their parents have taught them, or they have demonstrated, or they have modeled, how to use the emotions vocabulary, then children can pick up. Otherwise, naturally, children can't pick up. And that is unconscious. And the next one is conscious. So if the children continuously, the parents keep using it, then it becomes a conscious use. And at some point of time, maybe when they're 18, their emotions vocabulary becomes pakka. They'll be able to use it very, very consciously. So what happens typically with adults whose parents have not modeled, they may go through a major crisis. For example, either there could be a relationship breakdown, or a breakdown with my boss, with my manager, with a dear friend, or with a friend who shakes you up such an extent that you go into a spiral inward. And then what happens? You sometimes you may reach out to a therapist, or you may reach out to a coach. Like a lot of people reach out to me, especially in today's times, where they are facing these spiraling emotions. And that's when you start a journey with a therapist or a coach, when therapist asks you what are you feeling, you realize that I may be feeling angry, but there are emotions beneath it. I'm showing that I'm feeling angry, but actually I'm feeling sad. It's like an iceberg, ऊपर कुछ लगता है, but अंदर 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 जाओ, okay, तो आप भीतर जाते रहो, तो आपको लगेगा कि it's like a sea of emotions I'm feeling. I'm feeling angry, but actually I'm feeling sad. And I'm feeling sad because I'm hurt. The other person hurt me. And I'm hurt because of something. So, it's like a sea of emotions. And when you go deep down, you realize that whole sea is in front of me. That's a process of consciously knowing my emotions. So emotions are important. They are energy in movement. So it's important for us, and there are two kinds of emotions. If we suppress them, then we will, it will impact us somewhere. It's like this dumping ground, जहाँ पे you have this mass dumping ground जहाँ पे सब कचरा dump होता है. How much ever you spray perfume in that space, it is going to stick. I used to live in Poppy, and there used to be this dumping ground near Govandi, somewhere there. And even if we कोसों दूर से हम वहाँ पे इससे पास करेंगे, तो we would know that the dumping ground is there. Because it stings, when you suppress the power it takes to suppress, it just comes out. It will come. Yeah, and so that's what we saw when we suppress. This is what happens. Yes, Shrikant, if you ask yourself what am I feeling right now, your answer is I'm feeling low, sad, hurt, angry, suicidal all the time. But I know that is totally wrong. I try to get out of these feelings, but I have failed every time I have tried. So, Shrikant, if you still feel these feelings, then it's very important that you reach out to somebody who can hold these feelings, because what happens is when you feel all these feelings, the moment you say it is wrong, that means you have stopped the process of acknowledging it. Can you just trust that these emotions are as valid as these emotions? And when you say you're wrong, you're beating it. You're saying this is wrong. Maybe I do not have the capacity. You may not have the capacity to deal with it. So maybe reach out to somebody, maybe reach out to me, and maybe we could talk about it. Or reach out to anybody who can hold space for you. If you have tried and you have failed, that means you need somebody to support you in the journey. Yeah. So what is the whole way to go about this? Yeah. First of all, naming your emotion. You can reach out to them. There are a whole lot of emotion words online. If you just Google and say emotion words, emotions wheel, you'll be able to see it. There's a whole lot of material, research material. Yes, Rachasmita, you're saying you feel a bit inspired right now. Yes, thank you for sharing. And when you use a qualifier, bit inspired, it does not fully qualify your emotion. So is it inspired? You can have one emotion which is positive or fear-based, and one emotion that is um, um, love based at the same time. And when you see both, it's important because you're acknowledging yourself. So both are okay. We are saying that both can exist at the same time. That's what it means. So name your emotions, so you can at every point of time say this is what I'm feeling. And if, let's say, Rajasmita, if you're saying you're feeling inspired, you can rate on a scale of 1 to 10. How deeply am I feeling inspired? Am I feeling inspired 1 or 5 or 6 or 10? That's all that's necessary, because when you say that I'm bit inspired, maybe it's 2. Yeah. And then can you say, what else am I feeling? Keep asking yourself, what else am I feeling? Then you may say, I'm feeling, let's say, hesitant. Then you can ask the question on an intensity on a scale of 1